Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Black Girl Who Manifests. My name is Sasha, and on this channel, we talk about decolonizing, manifestation, and other spiritual topics. So let's get into this video. Today, I want to get real about something so powerful and so common in the manifestation community, which is the law of assumption. More specifically, we will be talking about decolonizing the law of assumption. The way manifestation is taught today is often stripped of our cultural understanding and our ancestral practices too, which within it holds our authentic power. You know, it's all about think positive, attract positive. But where's the conversation about how deeply rooted beliefs, especially those tied to our ancestry, shape our self-concept and how we manifest? So this conversation today is for anyone who's felt like mainstream manifestation advice doesn't quite resonate with you because maybe it ignores the unique challenges and strengths that come from being Black, having African ancestry. So really, I always say this, but it's time to reclaim this power and make it ours so that it can work for us and we can manifest more efficiently. So as you guys know, Neville Goddard is the creator of this law of assumption, or he at least brought it to the forefront, I would say. But I cannot talk about this without mentioning his mentor, his guide, Abdullah, who was a Black man, an Ethiopian man. And to me, that is significant. And it does a lot of times go unnoticed in the conversation about law of assumption and other related Neville Goddard topics. So I just want to put that out there, call in Abdullah's energy as an ancestor and not forget what he taught us so that we are able to even be here today talking about these concepts that he taught Neville Goddard as well. So with that out of the way, the law of assumption teaches us that whatever you assume to be true about yourself and the world becomes your reality, right? That's a powerful truth and it is real. But let's also be clear here. Our self-concept isn't created in a vacuum. If you're a Black person, your self-concept has likely been shaped not just by your own personal experiences in childhood, but also by a history of colonization, slavery, racism, generational trauma. So what the law of assumption tells us is that to change your life, you must change your assumptions about yourself. But how do we do that when the world keeps throwing these harmful narratives at you? So first of all, we have to recognize that these narratives are not ours. They were never ours. Our ancestors knew who they were, and they did not need outside validation to feel divine, powerful, and whole. So just take a moment to think about the stereotypes that have been pushed onto us. My goal in this video is not to say them, right? I don't want to put them out there even into the universe, but we all know in our hearts the stereotypes we constantly have been going through. And the idea also is that Blackness, Africanness, is something to overcome rather than to embrace. And the assumption that our spirituality is somehow less valid than Western spirituality or religions or New Age practices. And that is also where decolonizing manifestation starts. It starts with confronting these harmful assumptions and also rewriting them. So what do you assume about your own identity? Because if you have internalized messages of inferiority or lack or limitation, those assumptions will shape your reality. And I'm not saying this to blame us. I'm saying this because once we become aware of it, once it clicks, then we're able to change it. African spirituality has always acknowledged the power of words and thoughts, beliefs, etc. When our ancestors spoke, they were affirming a reality. They were affirming an identity, a belief as well. They definitely knew how to use their imagination, intention, and the power of the spoken word to shape their experiences. Sounds familiar? Because that is manifestation. That is literally the law of assumption as we know it today at its core. So how do we reclaim our self-concept? We need to consciously choose to see ourselves through the lens of our ancestors. African spirituality teaches us that words are power, yes, but even more beyond that, beliefs are power. Your self-concept is rather a collection of beliefs you hold about yourself, and those beliefs are shaped by both your own thoughts and the stories you have been told. So here's a technique I love and I practice very often. When you're working on your self-concept, don't just affirm things like, I am powerful, I am worthy. Those are good, but take it deeper by affirming your connection to your ancestry and try to see the differences too. So maybe you could say, I am the continuation of a powerful lineage. I carry the wisdom of my ancestors within me. I am divinely protected and guided, right? You notice a shift because it's not just about stating what you want to believe. It's also about embodying a truth that was always yours. And then another thing, challenge the colonial narratives. So if you find yourself thinking, I can't succeed because the world is against me, that's not your belief. That's a projection. What if instead you assumed that the world is responding to your thoughts and beliefs, and that by changing your assumptions, you change the way the world interacts with you? The law of assumption tells us to persist in new beliefs until they become reality. But here's the thing, you have to make sure the new beliefs you're choosing actually resonate with your true self. If you've been conditioned to believe in scarcity, unworthiness, or inferiority, then your work is to assume something radically different about yourself. Assume that you are divine. Assume that you are powerful. Assume that your culture and ancestry are sources of strength, not things to be erased or fixed. The world may try to convince you otherwise, but your imagination is yours at the end of the day. Your beliefs are yours. And the more you affirm your truth, the more it solidifies in your reality. So trying this technique throughout your day, whenever you catch yourself thinking a negative thought about your identity, replace it with an empowering affirmation tied to your lineage. So instead of saying, I'm not good enough, you can say, I am the embodiment of my ancestors' dreams. I can't changes to, I am capable beyond measure because I stand on the shoulders of giants. Take it a step further. If you've been following me for a while now, you know that I absolutely love visualization. So visualize your ancestors cheering you on. Imagine them celebrating your wins alongside you and guiding you through those tough times as well. Make that connection real in your mind and in your physical practice too, altar, and then just watch how it transforms your self-concept. This process of decolonizing your manifestation journey isn't just about affirmations, positive thinking, blah, 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 blah. It's really about challenging those harmful narratives that we as a collective have internalized and reclaiming our power to define who we are. And once you do that, your manifestations become so effortless because they're rooted in truth, not in false beliefs imposed on you. Long before manifestation became a buzzword, our ancestors were doing it. Trust me. So just think about how you will use that power today. How will you reclaim your self-concept and your identity using the law of assumption to build a reality that aligns with your higher self. Let me know in the comments below how you're choosing to assume new empowering truths about yourself. And this journey is not about perfection. It's just about liberation. Until next time, stay aligned, keep manifesting within your destiny, and please subscribe, like, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.